Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Nick or the Notorious Fantasy back at today with another fantasy football video. Today's video, I got the Week 13 Thanksgiving special start or sit decisions. I go through every single game from this Thanksgiving, obviously. Today, I'll tell you whether you should start or sit players at every single position, all the way from quarterback all the way until tight. And now, before I get into the video, I'd like to wish you guys all a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys are surrounded by your friends, your family, whoever is close to you. And I hope that you guys have a great day today. And we're going to have a great day in fantasy football. Now, before I get into the video and all these start sits, I'd like to give you guys a word from my friends and my sponsor over at OverlayDFS.com. OverlayDFS.com is my favorite way to play daily fantasy football. Now, Overlay now also offers NBA and also NBA/NFL games. So if you guys are into the NBA as well, obviously you can come play that. But I'm going to be talking about NFL here today. Now, it is a very simple game, but I'm going to be talking about how it works first. Now, there's 10 max lineups, which obviously gives you more chances to win, but also doesn't let those sharps, those computer-generated programs to dominate in those games, have like 100 plus entries. Now, the $20 progressive game is definitely the game to play for football. It is $22. Obviously, if you're top 10%, you get 9 times your buy-in, but if you hit that beautiful 12-0, that progressive bonus, you get over $8,700, and it's still going to be rising all the way until Sunday, so you guys got to make sure you check that out. Now, the game is different every single week. Never know what the matchups will be posted. It's pretty much you versus the board. You only need to worry about 2 records, yours and the pay-off cut. Now, there's also head-to-head contests that are 10-pick rate. It's amazingly small, and bad records win all the time. The more people who enter, the bigger the jackpot is going to be. Now, I'm going to show you guys here real quick a strategy that I like to use. Now, when you're playing the game, you need to make 12 picks plus 2 alternate picks to obviously help if someone gets hurt or something, that you can use one of those alternate picks. Now, one of my favorite strategies to do here is select a quarterback and their wide receiver. So I would go with my main man, Philip Rivers, here over Daniel Jones, and then scroll down here, scroll a bit down until I find my friend Keenan Allen, and then take him and go with the quarterback and wide receiver stack. That is something I found out. It helps me do better on Overlay DFS. So make sure you check out OverlayDFS.com, link down below in the description. Come and play with me. Let's have a great week this week on Overlay DFS.com. And we are back. Make sure to check out OverlayDFS.com. Link down below in the description. Let's get right into it. Week 13, Thanksgiving, start or sit decisions. The first position here we're going to be talking about is the quarterback position. The first game, the 12 o'clock game, is the Bears at the Detroit Lions. I'm going to be sitting down both quarterbacks in this game. Kissin Titties Trubisky has not done anything this year that would prove to me that he would be warranting a start, even against the Lions. Even against the Lions that have David Blow starting as their quarterback, I don't give 2 fucks. I will not be starting Kissin Titties Mitchell Trubisky in this game. Now, David Blow, on the other hand, who the fuck is that guy? You are not going to be starting him at all. He's no Jeff Driscoll. He is unheard of. David Blow, you are not going to be starting him in fantasy football, and he is definitely going to be hurting all of the Lions players in this game. Sit down, David Blow. Next game, here's the 4 o'clock game, the middle game, the Bills at the Dallas Cowboys in Jerry's World. Now, we're going to be starting up Josh Allen and Dak Prescott in this game. Now, I really like both of these guys in this game. Obviously, Dak Prescott took a bit of a hit last week against the Patriots, but that was because it was in the rain. He was holding he had to use fucking 2 gloves just to hold onto the ball, and that's out of his element. He's back in Jerry's World in Dallas now, and he's going to be A-okay in this game against the Buffalo Bills, even up against a good defense. I think that Dak Prescott and Jason Garrett is going to clap on the sidelines as Dak Prescott throws or runs in a couple of touchdowns. I like him this week in Dallas. Now, Josh Allen, on the other hand, I feel like is also a great option. He's been playing phenomenal for fantasy football. He's playing against the Dallas Cowboys, a defense that really can't stop too many people. The Dallas Cowboys defense does have some big names on it, but they haven't looked all that great this year. So I think that Josh Allen will be able to easily cut apart the Cowboys defense. I like both of these guys in this game. Dak slightly more than Joshy Allen. On to the final game, Saints at Falcons, the night game. I'm going to be starting up Drew Brees as well as Matty Ice Matt Ryan. Now, Drew Brees has obviously been a lot more consistent than Matt Ryan the last couple of games. Or not, actually, Matt Ryan has been consistent besides the last game where he certifiably shit the bed and fucked you over in a juicy matchup, okay? this week he gets another juicy matchup, and I think he bounces back, okay? I think he has a comeback like the Patriots had on them, 28-3. Matt Ryan is going to be able to have a good game this week against the Saints in what I believe will be a high-scoring matchup. Obviously, I like Drew Brees a lot more, being like a number 3 guy in my rankings. He's going to be amazing this week against a terrible Falcons defense. Now into the running back position, we got the Bears at the Lions. I'm going to be starting up David Montgomery in this game. Now, I honestly believe that the Lions are going to get their ass skull-fucked in here. They're going to get destroyed because of David Blow being the quarterback. So I think that David Montgomery is going to be able to run a train late in the game when they're up so much. So I like David Montgomery in this game. Bo Scarborough, they may have to rely heavily on the run game to win this game potentially. So I think that Bo Scarborough is a back-end RB2, which would warrant a start in fantasy football this week against the not against the Detroit Lions, I should say, against the Chicago Bears. I also like Tariq Cohen in this game, but he's got the next to his name because I'm not too ultra confident in Tariq Cohen. If the Bears get up early, if they're leading the whole game, they're going to commit to the run with David Montgomery. Tariq Cohen is much more of a pass-catching back. While Tariq Cohen has looked pretty solid the last couple of weeks, that's why he's the start in this game against the Detroit Lions. But I wouldn't be surprised if he took the seat to David Montgomery in this game. I'm going to be sitting down Ty Johnson and J.D. McKissick of the Detroit Lions. Obviously, Bo Scarborough becoming the lead back on the team, so I don't really want anything to do with those other 2 backs. Next game here, the Bills at the Cowboys for the running back position. I'm going to be starting up Devin Singletary and Ezekiel Elliott. This is pretty obvious. Devin Singletary really has not been performing all that well the last couple of games. Now, he has had these juicy matchups, these great matchups, and he has not been performing, but he has not shit the bed. He's just been consistent, scoring like 9-10 fantasy points. But this game against the Dallas Cowboys in Jerry's World, I really think that Devin Singletary will be able to perform in this game. Ezekiel Elliott, on the other hand, has been playing well the last couple of games, not getting too many yards, but he's still finding the end zone, getting receptions out of the backfield. So I like Ezekiel Elliott in this game against the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to be sitting down old man Frank Gore. He's going to get his walker out there, and he's going to take a walker home, and then when he goes home after the game for Thanksgiving, they're gonna be like, Grandpa, how do you feel? You played in your 9,000th game on Thanksgiving. Obviously, I don't know how many games Frank Gore's played on Thanksgiving. I assume it's not that many, but it does not matter because Frank Gore is too old. He is not going to be good in this game against the not against the Buffalo Bills, against the Dallas Cowboys. Next game here, the Saints at the Falcons. I only like Alvin Kamara in this game. Obviously, Alvin Kamara is the head back for the New Orleans Saints. I don't think just like last week, we saw a lot of Latavius Murray, vulturing touchdowns and scoring and getting a lot more looks in this game. I think it's this heavily fed by Alvin Kamara, so I think Alvin Kamara will have a big game. Obviously, Latavius Murray down on the screen, he would also be a sit Devontae Freeman, who's coming back. I do not trust him. Same with Brian Hill. Now into the wide receiver position for the Bears at the Lions game. I like Kenny Golladay in this game, but he's got the next to his name, but in reality, it just didn't fit. It's more of an because I do not trust Mr. David Blow. Kenny Golladay is like rolling the dice and throwing it out there. Either Kenny Golladay in this game, I could see him scoring 0 points, and I could see him scoring 20 points, because if David Blow realizes how good Kenny Golladay is, he could have a good game. But if David Blow sucks, if David Blow blows, then he is going to have a very tough time in Detroit. Now, Allen Robinson obviously should be able to have a good game. He's playing up against the Lions. Lions have a bad quarterback. The Bears should have the ball a lot, and you would think that Allen Robinson would be able to do good. Even with trash Mitchell Trubisky at the helm for the team, I think that Allen Robinson will still be able to perform just like he has been doing pretty much all season. Now, if you guys have enjoyed this video thus far, please make sure to knock one time on that subscribe button down below. I'm going to be sitting down Marvin Jones in this game strictly because of David Blow. If it was Jeff Driscoll, I would fire Marvin Jones up, but I am not confident enough in Mr. David Blow. Now, I'm also going to be sitting down Taylor Gabriel in this game. He is dealing with an injury. He is going to be out of this game, so you want to make sure that he is not in your lineup for this week. Now, obviously, Danny Amendola, a lot of people try to get sneaky. They try to start Danny Amendola, but with David Blow at the helm, you better have zero confidence in Danny Amendola. Next game, the Bills at the Cowboys for the wide receiver position. I like all the wide receivers in this game pretty much, aside from Randall Cobb. He is a sit. John Brown's been balling out of control the last couple of weeks. Josh Allen and him have a love connection, and they keep feeding the ball, or Josh Allen keeps feeding the ball to John Brown, so it's just a match made in heaven for fantasy football. And against the Dallas Cowboys, I think that Mr. John Brown can easily exploit that that defense. Now, Cole Beasley is obviously a much safer option. He gets about 11 points per game. Last week, we saw him find that end zone and play quite well. I think that this game, he takes more of a seat to John Brown, but still puts up a good game. Amari Cooper obviously put up a goose egg last week for you. He shit the bed for you. You probably lost if you started Amari Cooper, but at the end of the day, he was playing up against the New England Patriots, getting guarded by one of the best corners in the league, and Stephon Gilmore, in my opinion, the best shutdown corner in the league, better than Jalen Ramsey. I know that may sound crazy to some people, but he just seems better to me. Now, this game he's playing up against the Bills, I think he'll be able to easily or make an easy work of the Bills defense. I think Amari Cooper has a bounce back game, but obviously that 0 might be on his mind of doing nothing, so he may be a bit rusty or look a bit dumb out there, but I still think he'll have a good game. Michael Gallup as well, I like him in this game against the Buffalo Bills. Not the greatest defense in the league, and I think that both of these guys should be able to have good games. I'm sitting down Randall Cobb because he is the odd man out. I think when Amari Cooper is scoring points, Randall Cobb is not going to find anywhere near the amount of fantasy worth that you would want to start him in fantasy football. The next game, the Saints at the Falcons. I like 3 receivers in this game, pretty much the 3 primary receivers. Julio Jones is banged up. He is going to likely be a game time decision. So when you're sitting there, you ate all that turkey, you're about to pass out on the couch. Remember to set an alarm for like 7:30. Figure out if Julio Jones is in. If Julio Jones is in, you throw him in your lineup. If he's out, you sit him down. And if he's out, Calvin Ridley is going to have a fantastic game. Even if Julio Jones is in, I like Calvin Ridley in this game. Knock one time if you're with me. Michael Thomas, on the other hand, should be able to easily play well against the Falcons. He's been skull-fucking teams all season. He is going to be one of the top leaders for the MVP in the league, and he is going to be an MVP for your fantasy team when he skull-fucks the Atlanta Falcons this week. Now into the tight end position, the Bears at the Lions. We'll be sitting down all the tight ends in this game. The Chicago tight ends are a bunch of it's a carousel of tight ends. Trey Burton is out, so they really have no one, just a bunch of no names. You sit them all down. And TJ Hawkinson has been disappointing all this season. He has really played 2 good games. The rest have been complete fucking garbage, TJ Hawkinson. I called you TJ Hawkin God. You're more like TJ Hawkin shit because you're so fucking bad, all right, TJ Hawkinson? I hope you heard that. All right, no, I don't hope you heard that. I hope he's probably a nice guy. But at the end of the day, TJ Hawkinson is not going to be able to get it done with David Blow unless David Blow decides to just throw the ball to TJ Hawkinson about 9,000 times, which is entirely a possible outcome. Now for the Bills at the Cowboys, I'm sitting down Dawson Knox one time. If you're with me, I do not think he gets enough work on this team with so many good players on the team. John Brown, Cole Beasley, Frank Gore, you could even consider a good player, and Devin Singletary. I just don't think enough work goes the way of Dawson Knox. Now Jason Witten is obviously a safe option. He could have been in the booth in this game given he was retired, but with that said, he's just too slow. He's not really doing anything. He's just the king of consistency. If you don't want to score 0 points, play Jason Witten. Go ahead, get your 5 points. But I don't think at the end of the day that's going to be worthy of a start in fantasy football. Now to the final game, the final start-sit decision. Saints at the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to be starting up Jared Cook in this game. Obviously, Jared Cook has been on super hot fire. He's caught fire, and he's going to look to catch fire again against the Atlanta Falcons. That flame is going to keep burning. He's going to skull fuck the Atlanta Falcons defense. Knock one time if you're with me. I'm going to be sitting down all the Atlanta tight ends until Austin Hoop God returns. You don't want anything to do with these backup Atlanta tight ends. So thank you guys all for watching. Like I said, have an amazing Thanksgiving. I love each and every single one of you guys. Make sure you guys have a great day today. I'm very thankful for everything that you guys do for me. It really means a lot to me. Seeing all the support on all the videos, seeing that the videos are doing well, and seeing that I'm climbing up near 4,000 subscribers that I could hope we could hit before the end of the season. I love you all. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, my friends.